In the heart of Paris, rising above the river Seine, stands a monument known around the world, a symbol of art, engineering, and revolution. It is not just a tower made of iron, it is the soul of France, the Eiffel Tower. Every year, millions gaze upon its elegant frame, unaware of the incredible story behind its creation. A story of ambition, controversy, innovation, and resilience, a tale that began in the late 19th century, when Paris was preparing to showcase the future. Chapter 1. The Birth of an Idea. 1884 to 1886 the year. Was 1884, and France was planning something extraordinary. The Exposition Universelle of 1889, a world's fair to celebrate the 100th anniversary of the French Revolution. The nation wanted to show the world that France was not only the land of art and beauty, but also of science and engineering. The government announced a competition designed a mono, grand, unique, and unlike anything seen before, to stand at the entrance of the exhibition grounds at Champ de Mars. Among the many proposals, one stood out, a bold, almost impossible idea. A tower of iron, rising more than 300 meters into the sky. The design came from the company of Gustave Eiffel, a visionary engineer known for building bridges, railways, and metal structures across Europe. The initial sketches were made by two of Eiffel's senior engineers, Maurice Koechlin and Emile New. Their concept was revolutionary. A tower of lattice iron beams, light yet strong, capable of withstanding wind, weather, and time itself. At first, even Eiffel wasn't entirely convinced. But when Stephen Savestor, the company's chief architect, added the decorative arches and the graceful design at the base, the vision was complete. The project was approved in 1886, and France was about to witness the birth of an icon. Chapter 2. Building the Impossible 1887 to 1889. Construction began on January 28, 1887. Over 300 workers gathered on the muddy ground of the Champ de Mars, ready to assemble what would become the tallest structure on Earth. The task was monumental. The tower would be built from 18,038 pieces of wrought iron, connected by 2.5 million rivets. Each piece was precisely designed, calculated, and manufactured in Eiffel's factory in Levallois, near Paris. Every component was numbered like a puzzle piece, ensuring perfect assembly on site. At the base, 4 massive legs, called pylons, were anchored on concrete foundations, tilted inward to meet at the top. Each leg had to be aligned within millimeters, and the margin for error was practically zero. The work was dangerous. This was an era before modern safety gear or construction machines. Workers climbed the metal beams by hand, suspended hundreds of feet above the ground. Yet, despite the risk, the site recorded only one fatal accident during the entire project, a remarkable feat for the time. By March 1888, the first platform was completed. By August, the second platform began to take shape. And on March 31st, 1889, just 2 years and 2 months after construction began, the Eiffel Tower was complete, minus 324 meters tall, a record that would stand for more than 4 decades. That day, Gustave Eiffel climbed the 1,710 steps to the top himself, carrying the French flag. When he reached the summit, he planted it proudly, and Paris erupted in celebration. The Eiffel Tower had become a reality, a monument not just of metal, but of human will. Chapter 3. The tower the world hated today. The Eiffel Tower is admired by millions, but when it was first unveiled, it was hated, especially by the artists and intellectuals of Paris. Before construction began, more than 300 prominent figures, including writers, painters, and architects, signed a petition calling it a monstrous iron skeleton and an insult to French taste. Among them were the famous writer Guy de Maupassant and composer Charles Gounod. Newspapers published scathing critiques. They mocked Eiffel's design, calling it ugly, mechanical, and out of place among Paris's classical architecture. Some even predicted that the tower would collapse before the fair opened. But Eiffel defended his creation passionately. He wrote, "Do not the laws of physics have their own beauty? Shall we say that it is not graceful because it is made of iron? When the tower finally opened for the Exposition Universelle, the criticism began to fade. Over 2 million visitors came to see it during the fair. Many climbed to the 300-meter-high structure for the first time in their lives, seeing Paris from above in a way no one ever had. The Eiffel Tower had proven the skeptics wrong. Chapter 4, a scientific marvel beyond its artistic significance. The Eiffel Tower was a triumph of engineering and science. It was the first man-made structure to reach such heights without collapsing under its own weight. Eiffel and his engineers had mastered the new science of wind resistance. They calculated how the structure would bend, not break, in strong winds. Even today, the tower sways gently, about 7 centimeters in heavy gusts, but remains perfectly stable. Eiffel himself viewed the tower not as art, but as a scientific laboratory. He installed weather instruments, barometers, and even a wind tunnel to study air resistance. In 1903, he conducted pioneering experiments on radio transmission from the Taurus summit, laying the foundation for early wireless communication in France. Later, during World War I, the tower played a crucial role in military communications. It intercepted enemy signals, relayed messages to the front lines, and even helped France win several key battles. A monument once mocked as useless had now become a symbol of survival. Chapter 5. A monument almost destroyed. What many people don't know is that the Eiffel Tower was never meant to be permanent. When it was built, it was supposed to stand for only 20 years. Its demolition was scheduled for 1909, after the expiration of Eiffel's lease. By that time, maintenance costs were high, and many still viewed it as an eyesore. But once again, science came to its rescue. Thanks to its use as a military radio tower, the French army convinced the city to preserve it. During World War II, the tower faced another threat: the Nazis. Fortunately, that command was never carried out. Instead, the French cleverly cut the elevator cables, so German soldiers had to climb the stairs if they wanted to hoist their flag. When Paris was liberated in the Eiffel Tower once again became the symbol of France's freedom and endurance.